This episode of Techno Buffalo is brought to you by Netflix. Go to netflix.com/buffalo for your free trial membership today. What's up, everyone? John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here, and I got a bit of a funny story for you about the video you are about to see. Yesterday, which was the 3rd of March, I was fortunate enough to go on to CNBC and talk about the iPad 2. Now, you might have known that, you might have seen it on the channel or up on the website. But here's sort of the stuff you don't know, which is going to make this video a little bit funny. I suffer from what I refer to as pale face syndrome. When I go on camera or anything, my face just looks super washed out. I have like I am like translucently white most of the time. So I mentioned it to the CNBC folks, and they put makeup on me before the segment, which I'd never done before. Which is fine, you couldn't see it on camera. I looked a little bit darker, perhaps healthier. But when I got home to film the Ask the Buffalo video, I forgot that it was still on there, and I filmed the video, and you can completely see it in the video. It looks so weird. So I thought about refilming the video or trying to edit it out. But at the end of the day, I thought it was really funny that it was there, so I decided to leave it. So watch the video, comment on the weird orangey face that I've got going on. I hope the questions that I answered were helpful. But I thought it was sort of a cool Friday, fun, light video. At least Friday when this video is going up. I don't know when you're watching it. If you're watching it during the work week, get back to work. But otherwise, it was just sort of a fun thing to keep up. Keep it light, keep it fresh, keep it funky. So hope you guys enjoy my weird facial lines in this Ask the Buffalo video. See you in the next one. Bye-bye. What's up, everyone? John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here, back with another segment I like to call Ask the Buffalo. About once a week, I will post something up on Techno Buffalo where you guys can ask me anything you want from technology, personal, and I'll pick a few at random and answer them on camera. Now, the first question that you guys are going to ask is, what's with the getup? Why are you wearing a tie? Well, I figured I owed you guys a bit more than the hoodie and t-shirt attire that I usually wear. I did a CNBC thing this morning that's on the YouTube channel and Techno Buffalo if you want to check it out. And I figured I would just keep it on because it's fancy. I'm actually the mullet of the tech world. You can't see it. I am all business up top, but I am a total party down below here with my jeans and Converse. You can't see. I am super internet generation, I guess. Alright, so let's go ahead. I'm going to glance rightward and answer some of your questions. This one is from William Giley Giles. Do you think the multi-tablet approach of Google will come out on top, just like with Android phones? Well, I think the smartphone battle is definitely going to be a long war with probably no end in sight. However, during that war, again, there are bound to be battles, and certainly those are going to be won by varying sides. We only have 2 Apple smartphones now on the market on 2 different carriers. We've got the iPhone 4 on Verizon and the iPhone 4 on AT&T. I'm not really counting the discounted 3GSs. That are available. Whereas Android, there are multiple phones available on multiple carriers. So it would make sense that a very full-featured, extremely capable operating system like Android would be achieving market penetration at a much higher rate. So do I think it's going to work for tablets? I'm not so sure it's going to translate necessarily the same. I think Honeycomb definitely needs some improvements. It especially needs app support, but that has yet to be seen. So that's the short answer. I'm going to go ahead and continue my questions here too. Hey John, what is the first gadget you reviewed that really amazed you? That is from Max Lusardo. The first gadget that really amazed me was, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the first iPhone in 2007. I remember dragging my wife into the Apple store. It was 10 p.m. at night when it launched, just to look at it. I hadn't seen one yet in person, just heard about it, and I was just floored. And you think back in 2007, what the smartphone world looked like. I had a BlackBerry Pearl beforehand that I had been using. There was Windows Mobile out on the marketplace. Android wasn't released yet. I mean, there really wasn't that much out there in terms of smartphone. A smartphone generally gave you better email capabilities, sometimes a keyboard, and just awful browsing. And the iPhone came along and sort of was able to give you that multi-touch web browsing, which was incredibly cool. I remember taking the iPhone when I first got it to my grandma. I went to go visit my grandparents, and I had all my pictures on there. I was able to swipe through the pictures and pinch and zoom, something that we really hadn't seen before, and she was just absolutely amazed with it. As was I. It really had a very high cool factor. Certainly subsequent iPhones have sort of lacked that luster that the first generation had, when I think it really helped define what would be the mobile marketplace. Let's go ahead and continue. Hey, this is from Paul Aguiano. Hey John, what new technologies would you like to see in the future, and what are you looking forward to? That is a good question. I cover a lot of mobile stuff, and I consider tablets and sort of laptop stuff in there. I would love to see, and this is sort of realistic wish list, I'm not talking about like Star Wars-esque holograms, you know, when Leia's asking Obi-Wan for help. Realistically, I would love to see a good implementation of glasses-free technology on tablets. I hate wearing glasses. I'm not the biggest fan of 3D stuff in general, but I hate wearing glasses to do it with. I would really like to see a nice implementation of glasses-free technology. 3D is definitely sort of up and coming in the tech world. We've already seen it on a lot of TVs. It's making its way now to video game consoles and portable video games. So I'd love to see sort of that continue. I'd also like to see Pico projectors, and I know I'm probably alone on this, get better implemented and become smaller into devices. I think it would be really cool to take like the Motorola Zoom, for example, and project onto a wall if I'm giving a presentation wirelessly. And speaking of wirelessly, I would love to see better wireless implementation for streaming content, and whether it's wireless, HDMI, DLNA, Apple's AirPlay. I want to get rid of wires. If you guys can see down below my desk, it is just a clutter with wires. I love to be able to get content from here to there to there to there without wires and without totally radiating myself. So let's go ahead and come along to the next question. How does your wife deal with your obsession to gadgets? My wife hates it. This is from Innocent Little Girl 714. So I'm going to get a little cheesy on here. My wife is so incredibly supportive of what pretty much is a gadget addiction. She really has, even before it became a career, it was just a passion for me. She would indulge me and walk around Best Buy with me. She would look at all the games I was looking at. She'd go look at the laptop. She'd go to AT&T or Verizon and look at the cell phones with me when we were out on the mall, or out at the mall. She's always been incredibly supportive, and now is no exception. So I am extremely lucky and fortunate to have her behind me with the gadget stuff. Alright, so let's continue. What is your thoughts on the Zoom? Is it worth $700? Well, I'm going to be giving a full review of the Zoom coming soon. I really wanted to get a chance to use it. The moral and the short story is that Honeycomb needs some work. It feels very unpolished. It offers a lot of potential functionality, but functionality that's just not quite there yet. And especially needs some more app support. So more on that coming later. I'm trying to shorten up the answer so I can get some more questions in. Alright. What would you like the iPhone 5 to have besides a revamped user interface? So this is someone that obviously watched my rant. His name is Josh. Josh, I want a revamped user interface. I can honestly care, I'll keep my language clean, don't care about hardware all that much. If Apple can get the A5 chip into the iPhone 5, awesome. But please redo iOS. It has become extremely stale. I won't get into my rant again about it, but iOS needs an update. So you can say besides that, but it's definitely what I care most about. It's like that old expression, maybe a bit insensitive, but other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, did you enjoy the show? Like, the other than that is extremely big, at least in my mind. Alright, so let's go ahead and continue. Do you think by the end of the year there will be a Honeycomb tablet that is 10.1 inches and lighter than the iPad 2? I think by the end of the year we are going to have a ridiculous amount of Honeycomb tablets. You got the Galaxy Tab 10.1, but there's going to be just inundated with Honeycomb and probably what's ever after Honeycomb. What comes after Honeycomb? HI. I don't know what an I is. Ice cream or Jelly Bean. Who knows? They release updates I'm saying a lot. More than I usually do in videos. They're releasing software updates quite a bit, so I would definitely say that we're going to see a ton of new Android tablets, like robot hands, plenty of more times. What is your favorite ice cream flavor from PlayStation Now? When I go to, I don't really eat that much ice cream, but I do love frozen yogurt. So when I go to one of the frozen yogurt, I'm like a mush mouth today. One of the frozen yogurt places, I will go with pistachio, sometimes some chocolate thrown in there. There's a cheesecake flavor, which is awesome. So those would probably be some of my favorites. Next, this is from Jonathan Ramirez. Just bought an Atrix. I think the Atrix takes full advantage of the dual-core processor. Why and why not? And this is actually sort of similar to what I think about the Zoom. Awesome hardware. The software is not yet taking full advantage of it. I think that's very true with the Atrix as well. So I think we will definitely see the next version, even if that's Gingerbread, take better advantage of the ridiculously awesome sauce hardware on the Motorola Atrix. And I will answer one more at the risk of this getting to be an Odyssey long video. What are your thoughts on the BlackBerry Playbook versus iPad 2 versus Motorola Zoom? That is one we will most definitely do. The only time I had some hands-on with the Playbook was at CES, and actually I came away very impressed with it. It's a great way to view content. It was a beautiful screen, the operating system worked well, and a little bit of smaller size is certainly going to appeal to a lot of people. And speaking of all these tablets, they are also awesome ways to get some Netflix content. I'd like to thank our sponsors at Netflix for supporting Techno Buffalo. If you want to watch streaming content and watch a ton of movies and TV shows right on your television via your Xbox, your PS3, or your Wii, no matter what camp you are in, be sure to check out netflix.com/buffalo to show your support and let them know that we sent you. I'm John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.